So let's move on now to IMC and the Kamush-Anovskoye uranium deposit in Kyrgyzstan. What can you tell us about that, Rolf?
Look, this is a fascinating project, which was previously part of an aborted attempt to raise funds.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I say aborted? Because we were ready to go with a substantial fundraise to finance this project into production, and the government of Kyrgyzstan at that point banned the exploitation and the exploration of uranium in country. That put a freeze on our work. Now, I think if I remember correctly, the ban occurred in May. The government had issued IMC with a mining license covering the area in April. So we've been in ongoing conversations with government representatives to see what could be done about this.
Mm-hmm.
Politics have moved on. I think we've been about 18 months now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a new president, there's a new parliament, and there are extremely strong indications, informal, but extremely strong indications coming out of the country that the ban on the exploitation and exploration of uranium
Mm-hmm.
will be lifted. That would mean, if that is the case, that the mining code would need to be adjusted. That needs to be ratified by Parliament. But it also means that our mining license would be reinstated. Now, again, nothing formal yet,
Mm-hmm.
but it would appear from what we're hearing that it could well go there.
Mm.
And so here we have a project that we currently own about 10% of. It has an NPV of just around 30 million. The uranium prices over the last 18 months have only been going up, and the whole market is becoming more and more interesting. We have an option which remains in place to get up to 51% of this particular project. The development of the project requires a $6 million capex, and it would be producing on an annual basis once in production roughly about $12 million in revenue, and we would have about 50% of that, so there's 6 million there. So again, we're not there.
Mm-hmm.
We are staying very close to it.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the management team both in country and out of the US. IMC is a US company that are very much on the case. And we believe that there is a good opportunity that by the beginning of next year, we might see some changes, which would be highly beneficial, because the only uranium play that you have on the UK market is yellow cake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there aren't many.
There's nothing much more, and I think it would position us very nicely. The numbers would need to be looked at once again,
Mm-hmm.
because 18 months have gone by.
Mm-hmm.
The price has changed, probably not only of material that we require to build it up. So is it 6 million? Is it 5? Is it 8? That would need to be looked at in terms of development cost. And the second thing that would need to be looked at is the extractions and the price of uranium at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third part is how do you finance that?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a development project, and therefore it's possibly project financed. But again, to be looked at and to be determined once we have the tick in the box from the government in country.
Indeed. Okay.
The last key point on this project is we've always, and we still maintain and are strong believers that this is actually an eco-friendly extraction project. It has very little to do with mining, because what we have here is the uranium mines had the uranium which flowed out and down the mountains into a field. And that field is peat bog, and that's impregnated with uranium.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're actually doing is we're cleaning up that field
Mm-hmm.
to turn it back into a farmable
Okay.
land. And therefore, there's a green element to this that produces uranium.
Okay.
And so there's a cleanup operation that's part of this, which is also extremely attractive.
Okay. Okay. I know this has been on the MNRG books for a while, but it's good to see that you're perhaps starting to see some positive signs there after all this time. That hopefully you can revitalize that project.